if you're a single guy in Newport Beach, why are you not hanging out at the Nobu Bar? Because it's literally all gorgeous women and there's not one man. It's literally the bar seats are full of women. Well, where's all the guys?
Dear Lord, when I get to heaven, please let me bring my man. When he comes, tell me that you'll let him in. Father, tell me if you can. All that grace, all that body, all that face makes me want.
Men who are pursuing short-term relationships, they're not confident, they're not competent, they're and parasitical, and you are around them at your peril. Now, is it exciting? It's exciting until you have to pay the price. Then it's not exciting at all. Then it's bitter and dreadful, right? You realize that you've been a dupe, that you weren't even really there, that you were being completely used.
And that you enabled this culture.
That's absolutely for sure.
Dating in the United States of America has gotten so expensive that nearly half of those who are single right now just have stopped dating. It's no longer worth it for them. Because right now, on average, singles are spending $189 for a night out. That's according to a new Bank of Montreal analysis. That's up 12.5% from $168 last year. And guess who's paying the most? Millennials. Millennials on average are spending $252 for a date night. That's a 32% jump from 2025. Gen Z, well, you're spending $205 on average for a date night, up from $194. 14% of those surveyed spend on average $300 or more for a date night. And when you go out, it's not like you're getting a ton for $200 anymore. There are plenty of taxes, you have to make sure to tip. Restaurants are charging an exorbitant amount of money for anything nowadays. According to a recent study done by Mando Media in New York City, for example, for $122, you get a starter, 2 entrees, and 2 cocktails. That's it. That's before tax and tip. Are you a single? Have you stopped dating? Is it too expensive? Let me know. Spread the word. Follow for more.
And we see a lot of modern women continue to ask why men aren't coming up and asking them out anymore. Like, it used to be a thing. That used to be what men do. Like, why are men not doing that? Right? For a lot of men, the effort gets, it kind of gets front loaded. And I have to do this. I'm expected to pay for stuff. I'm expected to plan. I'm expected to try to impress you and do all of these things. And I don't even have a clue if you even like me. And a man has to do that over and over again. All right, if it's like, I don't know, $10 each, but when it's like $100 each, well, now I'm thinking about if I even want to continue this.
Never, ever, ever chase a woman, my brothers. Never try to build a case for a woman to stay with you, to go out with you. Never ask a woman multiple times to spend time with you. Never try to convince an existing woman to stay. If she wanders, let her go. This is very consistent with my thoughts of believe everything a woman does and nothing of what she says. Now, this applies to everybody, but I'm speaking to the men out here, being that the majority of my audience is men. Believe what she does, not what she says. That's super important for you to maintain your own sanity.
When men are like, single women today only want men for their bank accounts and their good looks. I'm like, what bank accounts? What good looks? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, what is this mirage that you're feeding to me? Like, find me a man who's like nice and funny and smart and hot and rich. Like, find me that man. I mean, they do exist. They're men. What you're explaining to me is man. Maybe he is a straight man and exists somewhere and he's probably married to some beautiful girl, and I love that for both of them, but that's not you. Usually the person that's saying that is neither hot nor rich. It just kills me. I love it. Single women only want hot rich men. I'm like, where are they? You're ugly. What are you talking about? It's crazy.
And I think a lot of the, or I should say, one of the issues is that modern women come up with this whole list that they quote unquote need from a man. And really a lot of it is just wants, right? He's got to be 6 feet tall. He's got to be emotionally available. He's got to have a 6-pack. He's got to have 6 figures. He's got to be, like I said, emotionally available, spiritually grounded, and all of that. The whole 9 yards. He's got to do this, 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 and this. And then the man turn around and ask, okay, well, what are you bringing to the table? And the answer, and she's probably not going to say that, but the answer is going to be confusion. It's going to be an attitude. That's what it's going to be. Even though I'm saying I really don't want to be bothered with that. Confusion, attitude, chaos. How many people think that that's a fair trade? How many people think that modern women actually, I can answer the question for you. Modern women actually think that that's a fair trade. Men don't, by the way, just so we're clear. Men don't think me bringing a whole host of things to the table. I'm emotionally available. I'm spiritually grounded, all that. And then what I get back from you is confusion, attitude, and you acting silly. They're not going to think that that's a fair trade.
And I'm single, and I'm just looking for somebody who likes to have fun and is a fun-loving type gal. Brunettes are something, and so are redheads or blondes. That's tall women or short, because height is in the eye of the beholder, if you think about it. Because someone who likes me for me is who I'm looking for, because I'm that type of guy who likes me and we could go out and do all kinds of things. I like all kinds of music. What I really want is someone who'll call me and will love me, because everyone I know is married, and I don't know anybody or anything, and it's just not right because I deserve love like anybody else. I don't need a rubbish to the dumpster for a playboy.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
This is exactly why so many over 50 women are still single. And I'm going to say this to you with so much love. I know you want a companion. Many of us do. But when you call dating and the dating apps a cesspool, the universe goes, your wish is my command. Because when you believe that everything out there is shit, guess what? Your brain does not see anything good. It's like if I say pink elephant, you can't not think of a pink elephant, okay? Your brain goes, where's the pink elephant? Where's the pink elephant? So if you were to say, I know my man is out there, he's a great guy, he's looking for me, he's excited to meet me, the universe would start showing you men that are healthy, attractive, emotionally unavailable. But as long as you call those apps a cesspool, show, horrible, guess what? You're going to be staying single, and that sucks.
You know, it's funny because a lot of these modern women, they'll come to a first date with a list of things, literal lists of things that they're expecting from a guy. I want you, I want your therapist. I want the exact number. I want the exact number of therapy sessions that you've gone to within the last 3 weeks. How long were they? What object lessons did you learn from that? Which the object lessons I really don't have a problem with, but they want to grill you on the questions that they want to know. But all it takes from you is one question. 2 questions. One question, actually. Let me jump it back down to one question. What do you bring to the table? And then the date is over. They didn't ask you about your family history. And then one question is like, oh yeah, you're pretty thorough. Now, let me go ahead and ask you. What do you bring to the table? Oh man, it's...
If your woman isn't making your life easier, stay single. I'm serious. A relationship is supposed to bring peace, not pressure, not stress, not constant arguments, not emotional chaos. Life already hits hard enough. Work, money, responsibility. You shouldn't have to come home to another battle. If being with her means you're more drained, more distracted, more on edge, I'm sorry, but that's not love. That is self-sabotage. The right woman doesn't slow your life down. She sharpens it. You focus better. You move better. You build faster. Everything flows. The wrong one does the complete opposite. You overthink, you lose your discipline, you lose energy, and you start shrinking yourself. And this is the part that most of you men ignore, so listen up. Peace will always matter more than chemistry, more than looks, more than sex. Because when a man has peace, he becomes dangerous in the best way. So if your relationship isn't better than your life alone, there's your answer. Stop trying to fix chaos, choose your peace, or choose solitude, but don't choose struggle.
If you even imply rejection, like taking a long time to kiss them, not, moving towards physical intimacy right away, since women are so cocky and narcissistic, they'll assume you're a lot of the times. Because that is how foreign the concept of rejection is to women. I'm going to say that again for you guys. I really want you guys to take this in. Women are so cocky and narcissistic and solipsistic, right? And solipsism, by the way, guys, is the definition of that word is basically like you think the world revolves around you, right? It's your world, everyone else is just living in it. And narcissism is like a deep infatuation with oneself. So not only does she have a deep infatuation with herself, she also has the solipsism, thinking that the world revolves around her, right? A lot of women have both of these traits, especially more attractive women that are in this younger age where they're getting all this attention on the internet. So since women get hit on all the time on social media, when they're out and about, etc., if you come along and you don't show immediate interest and or intimacy, women will suspect you're a lot of the times. They will, okay? There's multiple reasons for this. It's, because you're acting a bit odd compared to other men that have hit them. And then also part of it is their narcissism and solipsism where it's like, how dare you reject me? Or how dare you slow roll physical intimacy with me?
And modern women are, they're asking why men are ignoring them now. Do men not see me? No. A lot of times men see you, they saw you, they said, oh, she looks good, but they still kept walking. They still kept it moving because I don't know if you're going to act a fool today. And true enough, you might be like, I'm not on that type of time. I don't have RBF. There ain't nothing about me. My body language is open. There's nothing about me that would have said I'm on that type of time. But honestly, for men and the way they've been treated, and to be fair, it's probably something that they have to work on. To be fair, they've been, messed around and told, hey, don't approach me, don't do all of these things and all of this stuff. And so they just, okay, she don't really like, she probably not even gonna like me like that. So they look and they might say, oh, you look nice, and they keep on walking. A lot of women complain, well, he told me I look nice, but he didn't ask me for my number. Because you told me that you wanted me to compliment without expecting anything in return. So I did that.
What I realize when I talk to women, especially when they get to my age and they have not found a relationship, it is now that they're pining for the opportunities of the past when that nice guy or that good guy gave them a chance, but they thought they could do better than him. A lot of relationships fail because we expect too much from each other, meaning not only are you supposed to be my husband, you're supposed to be my best friend, my brunch buddy, my therapist, my workout partner, all of that. And we have lost that a husband is a role, a man is a man. He's not your bestie, and a woman is a woman. We are not equal. We are equal in value, but we are very different. And a wife is a role. And I think the example that we had at home growing up, we saw that polarity, if you will, in the masculine and the feminine. And now, like I said, with all of this, modern conveniences, and we're just becoming like carbon copies of everything. There's no duality there. And so you think that somebody who was made to lead can also be your emotional comfort.
You, as a woman, just can't date down. Trust me when I say this, a man will bring you to the level he is at. Don't ask me how I know. So if you date down, no matter how much you love him and how hard you try to pull him to rise up, it won't work. Not if he hasn't chosen better for himself. It'll just sink you to where he's at. So if he lacks peace, he will take yours. If he lacks ambition, he will take yours. If he lacks confidence, he will take yours. And they think they're okay with that, but over time, his insecurities, his ego, his jealousy will get the best of him. That's why women who date down tend to go down. That's also why a lot of women have a hard time leveling up in a relationship when he wants to stay where he's at, because he's literally energetically pulling her down. Hence the post-breakup glow up that we're also familiar with. And I know it's twisted because you saw his potential and wanted to invest in him, but that energy is honestly better spent investing in yourself and finding a man who's actually a true match, not just a project for you to work on. You seeing his potential won't change him, but his direction will always shape you.
A lot of these modern women are upset that men don't really yearn anymore, right? And some of that is men are learning, right? Men are learning to stop leading with visible, tangible stuff, visible desire, like, oh man, I gotta hug you and I gotta do this, and I gotta basically stuff that was traditionally, show me. There's a lot of women that are like, just he didn't even try to kiss me. Well, I'm not sure if that's what you want. I've heard online that's what you guys feel weird about, and rather than just sticking myself out there, I think I'm just going to play it safe, play it cautious, make sure that you feel safe. And when the time comes, the time will come, right? But yearning is another stratosphere, right? So it goes beyond a man being cautious, and now it moves into, well, now I don't want to look weak. Now I don't want to look like a fool. This woman's out here clowning me. She's doing all of those things. And she's clowned me enough to where now I am too proud to beg. I am too proud to beg. And I know it. You can leave me, girl.
I think a lot of women are experiencing long periods of time of zero attraction to men.
No, and I feel so seen right now. We have to talk about it because so many women are coming forward and confessing like, hey, for some reason, I don't know why, I have not been actually genuinely attracted to a man in so long. And Lord, have we been trying. But it almost feels like we grew out of it or something. And what is going on? And I have to agree. I honestly thought that I was fully done with men and had moved on past that until I recently ran into a man at an event. You may or may not know. That was for the first time live on film. You saw me feel something again, and I was freaked out about it. Honestly, I think it was just an energy I didn't even know still existed in men out there somewhere, and I've been desperately clinging to that as a shred of hope for society ever since. But even recently, a guy that I was in love with or had a crush on, whatever you want to call it, for years reached back out to me and started flirting with me. And watching it happen gave me the ick, which was crazy because if that man had reached out to me and said and done the exact same thing back when I was 22, it's what I always dreamed of. But now in 2026, I was just it's kind of cringe. It's a little bit embarrassing at our grown age. And your jokes, I don't know, they're just not landing. Some of them are rubbing me a little bit the wrong way. And I'm not willing to let enough of this slide anymore to think this is cute. And I do think it's a combination of two things. I think one, men are getting worse. The manosphere is becoming bigger. And two, I'm building the women's sphere. We're all becoming more aware of this behavior and we're letting less of it slide as it gets worse. In girl math terms, it's like fixing your student loan debt by going out and buying a new car. You're actually just snowballing the whole thing, and it's starting to get noticeably insane.
Why is it so hard for men to commit when you bring up that marriage word? It's like they shy away. Are they just cowards?
My bone to pick with this is the assumption that every woman that enters a relationship is doing that looking for marriage. Because if you were looking for marriage in the first place, you wouldn't have picked that man.
Come on.
Let's call it a spade. Some of y'all be looking to heal from your previous relationship, and instead of finding a therapist, you found a boyfriend. Some of y'all got holes inside your heart you need to feel with self-love, but you trying to fill it with his love. Some of y'all y'all just want for real. And what happens is you think you can play around with his friends with benefits, and then you accidentally get in a relationship with a man you knew from the beginning ain't husband material. But here's the thing, because you were dating with low pressure, you didn't have your standards in the rubric for a husband. You had a standards for a sneaky link. You had a standard for a distraction. You had standards for other things. And so when you started to date, you wouldn't vet him for that. All you cared about was the lobster stir fry and Casamigos. He made you laugh a couple times. You like, I like the vibe. My point I'm trying to say is, you need all of us. If we are dating intentional from the beginning, we avoid people. But the reason why some of us in this relationship purgatory is because we just so happened to really fall in like with them or in love with them later on, and now we're trying to turn them into something we didn't check for if they were in the beginning.
And here's what women will do, modern women. They'll reject a man for years, right? Whether it, single moms and stuff like, well, I got men lined up, and they'll say all this stuff. And they'll talk a whole bunch of trash. They'll sit up here and reject men for years and expect those same men to step up. They'll expect those same men to, we need a man to step up and be a stepdad. Without question. Well, do this, go here, do that, right? A man ain't got no word from nobody, but just step up, start taking care of my kids. It don't matter if my kids want to disrespect you in the future. I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to be on your side. You're always going to be a last priority. But step up. Step up to get abused. Step up to get taken advantage of. Step up to be disrespected. Why? Why would anybody want to do that?
We have heard over the last couple of years that Black women are the most educated in the whole United States. We know this to be the case. Now, how is this a problem? It's a problem because a lot of times when you are trying to educate yourself, getting educated, reading books, you're trying to learn, you're trying to grow, you're trying to improve your life. And then you meet people and they're not trying to improve their lives at all. Now, you don't have to judge them. You don't have to be mad at them. But let's be honest. If you're trying to improve your life and you meet somebody who doesn't want to improve theirs, that becomes a clash for you. Then you'll have a man who'll say something like, oh, well, you got your education. You think you better than somebody or whatever. And it don't even be that. It's the fact that this woman wants someone that she can talk to about whatever is going on in the world, right? And you have people, they have no conversation. They can't tell you anything outside of like a sports score.
I think modern women get in the habit of asking about good men and how you can find them. But I think, if you really are actually honest with yourself, you'd understand that the good man in a lot of situations was really always there. He's right in front of your face. It's just that a lot of times you don't want to acknowledge it. I've seen street interviews, and you obviously see it in your life where a woman will be describing a man, and the man that she's describing will be right there beside her. Well, I'm looking for this. Oh, but he's a friend and I can't. And she will sit up there for years on end, decades even, mess around with the people that she's not supposed to be messing around with, knowing that these guys are doing her dirty. And then at the end of it, want to go back to the man that's been standing beside her the last 15 years and want him to be like, okay, yeah, I've been waiting on you. I mean, you don't think that's disrespectful? No, because I was at a different time in my life then. Y'all gotta learn, because y'all be doing it in y'all's life when a job comes, or when a networking opportunity comes, or when somebody says, hey, I want you to get into this business. Okay, I'll do it. And whether it works out or not, y'all jump into it and it don't work, and y'all try it again and it don't work, and y'all try it again and it don't work again. Y'all are getting to all this other stuff Y'all get tied down to all this other nonsense. But when it comes to the man that you're supposed to be with, oh, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Why don't you just go out to coffee with him just to see where you're at? I don't know. It might ruin some stuff. And the stuff that you ruined, going and messing around with everybody else, now you want him to fix it.
So then we have to go ask other guys who have girlfriends, like, how did you do that? And what they always say is, just be yourself. And it's like, okay, who was I being before? I don't remember being a different guy, but okay. And usually the guy is attractive, so he doesn't know where his results come from. So then we be ourselves for a while, and no one owes you for that either. So women are not giving us the correct answer, and guys who can get women are not giving us the correct answer. So we have to just start listening to, like, society, just movies and TV and parents and teachers. And they will tell you everything and the opposite of everything. They will tell you that it's all about looks and women don't care about looks, and that women want you to have money and women don't care about money, and it's all about being nice. And some guys just give up there and they just go back to, like, I want a girlfriend and the world should give me a girlfriend, and they get no one owes you. But some guys try something and we just have to guess at what that is.
Now, this is very interesting and very telling. They do say, oh, be nice and be yourself. But in many cases, that doesn't get you the girlfriend, because women are complicated. Women will say one thing and do another. So for the men who are taught, oh, just be nice, be yourself, but somehow in many cases that's not enough for the girlfriend that you're trying to get, because women change what they want. Women are not very stable and solid in many cases when they are looking for a boyfriend or looking for a companionship. What they want can change at any time. This is why women aren't very good at picking a man or for themselves, because what they want can change depending on the person. If the guy is attractive enough, then there aren't a lot of requirements that he would need, because she's going to fulfill the requirements that he's lacking because she's super attractive.
A lot of these modern women are expecting men to fund their lifestyle, upgrades, what they want, all that stuff, even before commitment is discussed, right? Do all of these things for me. You have a woman that's 3 months in. Really, honestly and truly, a lot of these women, modern women, are asking for that even before 3 months, right? So you come in 2 to 3 weeks in, and they're saying, why hasn't he offered to cover half the Miami trip with the girls? Why hasn't he offered to pay for my hair and nails, right? And then they'll say something stupid like, my ex always invested in experiences with me. Where's he at? What's going on with him? Why are you guys not together anymore? Why are you not with your ex? Why would I be paying for a girl's trip when we haven't even had a talk about a relationship yet? That's not really an investment. That's just you testing how much you can extract early on. And that's a lot of times, and a huge reason why a lot of these guys out here are checking out, opting out of dating. That's not even dating. That's not even dating. That's you over there trying to be you're not a good person. I'll say it like that.